feel free to take yourself off of mute. It is so nice to see you all here today. Hi, Charlie. Hi, Stevie. Stevie, how's your morning going so far?
Good.
Awesome. And Carly, how's your morning going?
Good.
Welcome everybody to Life Lessons Wellness Program. My name is Lauren and I'm one of the hosts. And I'm also here with Stevie and Carly, who are also the hosts.
Everyone.
Carly, can you wave to everybody?
Morning.
And Stevie, can you wave to everybody?
Hi.
So today is a Thursday. Happy Thursday, everybody. And what do we do on Thursdays?
Cook.
Yes, I'm so excited to cook with you both today. Carly, do you know what we're making?
Cookies.
Yes, except this time it's a little different because we are going to make cookie dough that you're actually allowed to eat without cooking, which happens to be one of my favorite things. So I'm very excited to make it with you all today. Just a little reminder before we get started that today we're going to be talking a little bit about nutrition, but you should always talk to your doctor before making any changes to your lifestyle. Okay, we're just here to have fun, talk about food, and chat with each other. Does that sound good?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get started. For this recipe, I'm going to start off by boiling some water. And while that is getting prepared, I'm also going to start steeping my tea for mindfulness today. I was thinking, oh, a little bit loud. So I was thinking that maybe you guys can help me today. Do you want to help me choose my tea?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, we have two options. There's two flavors. One of them is poached pear, and the other one, is called pink flamingo. So the poached pear is like it sounds. It's spice and pear. And then the pink flamingo, it looks like hibiscus, apple, and carrot. What do we think we should go with? Carly, what do you think? Pink flamingo or poached pear?
Poached pear.
And Stevie, what do you think? Pink flamingo or poached pear?
Pink flamingo.
Okay, I see a little bit of both, not a problem. I will mix 1 scoop of each, and then hopefully it'll be all steeped by mindfulness. So I'll do 1 scoop of pink flamingo. This is my little teapot. For a couple scoops. This is a very small teaspoon I chose. And then we'll do 1 of the poached pear. And it looks like my water is boiled. You can see it over here. So also just one thing to remember when we're boiling water, what does that mean? What happens to the water?
It gets hot.
Yeah, it gets really hot. And it could be dangerous if it touches our skin or touches somebody else. So it's a really good idea if we're ever dealing with, for example, the stove or the microwave, anything that gets something hot, to ask a trusted adult to help us, okay? So that being said, I'm going to pour some water into my pot. I'm very excited to try it. And I'm going to set this off to the side for later. I'm also going to pour some of my hot water into my 1/4 cup, okay? So now we're going to start with the recipe. We're going to start off with a 1/4 cup of boiling water. Perfect. And then we're going to mix up a lot of our ingredients, but we're going to leave aside the flour for now. This recipe is a little bit interesting because it doesn't use all of our traditional ingredients. What's one ingredient that you think of when you think of baking or making cookies? Maybe flour or sugar? Flour, yeah. And today we're going to use flour too, but we're going to use coconut flour. Some people can't have regular flour because there's gluten in it, but coconut flour is gluten-free. So that's a really good alternative to use if somebody can't have that in their diet. But we're going to save the coconut flour for later, and we are going to start off with some sunflower butter. Has anyone ever tried sunflower butter before?
No.
No, me neither. We've talked a lot about nut butters, and what's cool about sunflower butter is that it's an example of a nut-free butter. So a lot of people who can't have peanuts or tree nuts, they can have sunflower butter. So we're gonna dump in our sunflower butter, and this is 1/2 cup of sunflower butter, okay? Okay, perfect. And then next, we're going to use some sugar. Carly, what kind of sugar do you usually put in your cookies?
The brown sugar.
Brown sugar. And what about you, Stevie? Do you use brown sugar in your cookies?
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe you use some white sugar too, right?
Right.
So today, we are going to use, it is a brown sugar, but this sugar is coconut sugar. So we're using a lot of coconut ingredients today. I love the smell of coconut sugar. It smells like kind of brown sugar, but like roasted. It has a nice roasty, toasty flavor or scent to it. So I'm excited to try that. And that is 2 tablespoons, okay? I pre-measured everything already, but you can also measure it out right now as you go. Also, while we're chatting, just a little reminder, if you're by yourself, then feel free to put your cameras on. And if you're in a classroom, then we'd love to hear all your thoughts using the chat function, okay? So feel free to put all your comments in the chat. Oh, I see Pink Flamingo from room 117. Nice to see you today. What's the difference between all the sugars? Are some healthier? Asks room 4. That's a good question. You know, a lot of sugars then, or you'll see a lot of food products and they'll say sugar free or no sweetener, or they'll use artificial sweeteners. I think it's really important to think about when we use our sugars to try to use natural sugars. So for example, if you want to have something sweet, maybe you want to go for a fruit. So like strawberries has sugars in it, blueberries has sugars in it. Carly, can you give me another example of something sweet?
I think cookies.
Cookies, yeah, cookies have sugar in it. And it's really important to think about moderation when we think of all these sweet things. So for example, today we're using a natural sugar, which is from coconuts, but you could also use a white sugar or a brown sugar as long as you try to balance it. So maybe you wouldn't have too much of it or have it every single day. So this is melting up nicely with our boiled water. Also, interestingly, it's really good to have like more natural sugars and real sugars versus having like sweeteners that actually don't have any sugar in it. So, you know, sometimes people use stevia, that it may be a better idea to use more real sugars than use those kind of sugars. Okay, it looks like this is getting nice and soft, all melted and mixed together. So now we're going to add in our next ingredient, which is our coconut oil. So like we've been talking about, this recipe uses a lot of alternatives to what we normally use. So in normal cookies, Stevie, do we usually use butter?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, Carly, do you use butter in your cookies?
Yes, when I bake, yes, always use.
Yeah,
Always
and butter
agree.
is delicious. And butter has vitamin D in it, which is great for our bones. But something about coconut oil is that it has lots of antioxidants in it. Do you guys remember learning about antioxidants when we talked about blueberries?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so antioxidants are also really good for us and it can help keep us healthier. So it's a great idea. Maybe if you're making cookies next time, you can try to use coconut oil instead and see how you like the taste of it and also get in some extra antioxidants. So we're gonna mix this up until everything is melted. So everything is melting really nicely because what did we use that was hot in this?
Peanut butter.
Yeah, the peanut butter got really hot, or the sunflower butter in this case, when we added it to the boiling water. So this looks delicious. And then we're gonna add one more ingredient in as we're mixing up our soft ingredients. And maybe, can anybody, I don't know actually if you can see this, but I have, here. Does anyone know what this is?
Coconut.
Take another guess.
Vanilla.
Vanilla.
Vanilla. Great guess, and it is. So I actually poured some of this artificial vanilla into this bowl, and there's about a teaspoon in it, okay? So we're gonna put a teaspoon of vanilla. If you're not a fan of vanilla, that's okay. I've actually read that vanilla is kind of like a sweet salt. So it helps you taste all the flavors on your tongue when you eat something sweet. I think that's pretty cool. Carly, do you have a favorite kind of cookie?
I like chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah, what about you, Stevie?
I like chocolate chip cookies.
Does anyone else have any other kinds of cookies that they like? Feel free to throw it in the chat. I enjoy chocolate chip cookies as well. I think we have an option to make chocolate chip cookies today. I have dark chocolate over here, and I also have oats with me, so we can make that decision. Dante likes sugar cookies. I see ginger cookies, delicious. Oatmeal and cinnamon. Oh, that sounds so good too. I know there's so many delicious flavors of cookies and so many different ways you can make them. Daniel likes chocolate cookies. That sounds delicious. What's cool about this recipe too is you can just add in whatever you like. Oreo. Oh, that sounds so good, Sierra. Great idea. So I wasn't thinking too creatively today, and I just brought chocolate chips and oats, but Oreo sounds amazing. So thanks for bringing that up. Okay, and then lastly, we are going to put in our coconut flour. Jenny likes chocolate cookies too. Yeah, lots of chocolate lovers. Okay, so this is half a cup, okay? We're gonna do half a cup of our flour. And do we remember what kind of flour this is? Coconut, maybe?
Coconut flour?
Yeah, it's coconut flour. Okay, so now we're gonna give this a really good mix. And it is getting harder and harder to mix this one. Okay, so I can see it's getting to be like a doughy, like a thick dough texture, okay? Also, usually in cookies, do we usually put eggs in it?
Yes.
Yeah, we usually use eggs to make our cookies, and that's because we usually cook them. However, today, we are not cooking them. Therefore, we are not gonna put eggs in it, because we don't want to eat raw eggs. Okay, you can also make this recipe using normal flour if maybe you can have normal flour in your diet, but a good idea is to cook the flour first. So you can put it in a baking sheet and then put it in the oven. And then that kills any bacteria that there may be on the flour. Wow. I highly recommend that if you're not trying this now, that you try it soon. It's so good. And now for the fun part, we got to choose what toppings to put in it. So like I said, I have chocolate chips and I have oats. What should we do? Carly, Stevie, any recommendations?
Chocolate I say chocolate chips.
Chocolate chips. Beautiful. Okay, then I will put in some chocolate chips. The recipe says we should use a 1/4 cup, but I don't like too many chocolate chips, so I may just sprinkle in how many I think, which like I would enjoy it. Okay, that looks good to get the flavor. Also, one thing to know is that if you're putting in chocolate chips into this recipe, we did put the boiling hot water, so it's possible they could melt. You may want to wait for it to cool off a little before mixing in your chocolate chips. These are looking a little melty, but not super melted. It could also be yummy if they do melt, because then it'll be like a chocolate cookie versus chocolate chip. Does coconut flour taste like coconut? That is a great question. I think it tastes coconutty. But it's not a super strong coconut flavor in my opinion. Sometimes when you use bananas as alternatives and the whole recipe tastes like bananas, I don't get the same feeling with the coconut flour. This looks like it is all ready to scoop out. So I'm going to move everything to the side. I'm gonna scoop some cookies onto my plate for me to cool and try later. So I believe this recipe lasts for 1 whole week. So you could keep it in your fridge and have it for a snack for maybe after school or in the morning, or maybe before bed as a dessert. Whoops. And I see somebody also likes chocolate chips. Yeah, everyone's loving chocolate chips today. Okay, this is actually very interesting. Has anyone used this before?
Yes, I used it.
Yes, I used it.
What do you use it for, Carly?
For cookies.
Does it help, like what does it help you with? Why do you use it?
So you don't make a mess, or you.
Yeah, it's actually very cool. It's very neat and tidy. And I find that I get a very similar size every time I scoop it. These look so good. I hope that you all have a chance to try some at home. And then what's a good way that we can store it if we're not going to eat it all now?
You can put it in the freezer, or.
That's a great idea, Carly. So if we're not even going to eat it in a week, we could put it in the freezer and then take it out when we want to eat it later. Stevie, what do you usually wrap stuff in when you put it in the fridge? Do you just put it in like this? Or maybe you put it in a bag or a container?
You put it in a bag or a container.
Yeah, that's great. And hopefully it'll stay fresh longer when we do it like that. Okay, I have a little bit of extra, which won't fit on my plate. So maybe I'll snack with it later. But here is our finished product.
Oh, looks good.
Thank you so much, everyone, for helping me make it. It was really interesting to learn about what kind of cookies everyone else liked. And I see in the chat, what size is a good portion for these cookies? How many is a balanced portion? I believe that this scoop looks like a tablespoon. I think that that seems like a good portion. And on the recipe, then I also believe it says like 1 scoop. I think that a balanced portion could be maybe 1 cookie, or maybe if you're having an extra treat, you could have 2 in a serving. I guess it depends how hungry you are too. These also might be very filling because there's so many like fatty foods in it, like the nut butters, the coconut butter, the coconut oil, and fats tend to keep you full. That's a great question. So everybody, it looks like we are done. Should we take a look at my tea?
Yeah.
Oh, look, it turned color. Actually, this is a really cool teapot. Since we have an extra minute or two before we take our break, I'm gonna grab a teapot and show you how it works, or a teacup. So this is the mug, and this is called a loose leaf tea because it's not in a tea bag. And then you just put it on top and you push it down and it all comes out. So fun, I'm excited to try. I also don't want it to overflow. Okay. Thank you, everybody. So I will meet you back here in a couple of minutes. We can try the tea and start talking about social media.
All right.
Okay, we'll see you all in a couple minutes. Hello, everybody. Welcome back.
Hello.
How are you doing, Carly?
Good.
Wonderful. How was your little break?
Good. I had a cookie.
What you had? What?
A cookie.
That sounds so yummy. How about you, Stevie? How was your break? Oh no, Stevie, you are on mute. I can't hear you.
Do you have a cookie as well?
I just took a break.
Okay, that's great as well. Carly, did you have chocolate chip?
Yeah. Regular chip cookies.
Did you make the chocolate chip cookies?
No, regular cookies.
I happen to know you are a delicious chocolate chip cookie maker. So I hope you make cookies soon. Now, welcome back, everybody else. I hope you all had a great break too. And now it is time for our mindfulness segment. So do you remember what we talked about on Tuesday? Stevie, Carly, do you have any idea what we talked about on Tuesday?
We talked about our plans, and we talked about
Social media.
and social media.
Yeah, we talked about our plans, and we talked about screens. And one example of screens is social media. So today we're actually going to zoom in on that topic and just talk about social media. So that being said, what is social media? Carly?
Something that you post something on Facebook. Yeah.
Facebook's a great example. What about you, Stevie? What's
YouTube.
an example of social media, or what is social media?
Social media thing you can use, like YouTube.
So it seems like a common trend between all these social media platforms is that we can be social with other people.
Yes.
And social media also tends to be on a screen. When can we use social media? I know one example is we can use social media on our computers. Where else can we use social media?
On our phone. On our phones.
On our phone.
Yeah. On our phones. And Carly, what did you say?
On your phone.
On your phones as well. I see room 217 and 19 says we know Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and use on our cell phones. Wow, that's a lot of examples of social medias. Does anyone have a favorite social media or one that they like to use a lot?
I like my YouTube.
Yeah, Stevie has a YouTube channel, which is incredible. And also speaking of YouTube, then Life Lessons also has a YouTube. We have YouTube and you can get to it through our website. So Life Lessons, we have a website. We also have an Instagram. So you can follow us on Instagram. We can chat to you on Instagram and you can see everything that we're doing if you miss a show. You can also see us on our website. So you can take a look at our website. I believe it's lifelessonsinc.com. Okay, so take a look there. Carly, do you have a favorite social media?
Social media is you just post something on Facebook or you post, I don't know.
What kind of stuff do you like to look at on Facebook? Any specific pictures? Do you like pictures of animals?
I would look at one of my EA's pictures or something.
That sounds very nice. And Stevie, you were just talking about the YouTube channel that you have. What kind of stuff do you post on your YouTube channel?
Music.
Music. Do you post yourself playing music or listening to music?
Reacting to music.
Reacting. That sounds very exciting. Do you know what your YouTube name is? If anybody wanted to search you up on YouTube?
DJ Stevie.
DJ Stevie?
Yes.
That sounds, I love that name. That is a great name. So if anybody wants to look up Stevie on YouTube, you can look at DJ Stevie. So we're talking a lot about social media. Let me tune into the chat and see if anybody else. Okay, you see, we watch videos on TikTok. TikTok's a really popular platform. Also, Life Lessons has TikTok. So it's a great idea if you want to catch up with what we're doing and you don't have time to watch the full hour show, you can go and watch a TikTok. And thank you, Life Lessons. They put in our Facebook account. We also have a Facebook. So I see so many people using social media. Let's talk about some of the pros and cons of social media. Carly, what's a great thing about social media? What's something that's good about social media?
You post something on social media.
Yeah, you can post your thoughts and your opinions on social media. You can also look at other people's posts on social media. What about you, Stevie? What's a good thing about social media? What do you like about it?
You can post lots of videos.
Yeah, you can share your videos. And then think of all the people that can watch your videos. That's pretty cool that they can all watch you doing something that you love and they don't have to be with you in that moment. You're all having such great ideas. We can look at our friends' stories and share updates. Yeah, it's amazing. It's so cool that we can talk to, again, all of our friends and they may not be living in the same city as us anymore, go to the same school as us. Maybe they're even in different countries and we can see what they're doing on vacation. You can learn how to do something. That's great. Stevie, Carly, have you ever learned how to do something off of social media?
Yeah.
What have you learned how to do?
Stop motion.
Okay. And what about you, Stevie?
I've learned how to be kind to other people.
Oh, that sounds so nice, Stevie. Do you watch videos on YouTube?
Yes.
I love that. And I see in room 217 and 219, watch how to do something instead of reading about it. I am very like that. Even when I'm studying, I think that's a great way to learn. You can watch someone and then try it yourself. We can learn information, like when the police post accidents on Twitter and can go a different way home. Yeah, that's great. I think that GPSs are so cool also. It's very interesting how we just know where cars are at all times. So yeah, a lot of things you can do on screens and a lot of things you can do on social media, which is great. So now we talked about a lot of great things about social media. What could be some of the cons of social media? What are some disadvantages?
People are mean.
Oh yeah, sometimes people can be a little mean or disrespectful when they're behind a screen. So that's called cyberbullying. And if you ever see something that you don't like or you think someone else is being mean, it's great to talk to a trusted adult about it. Thanks for bringing that up, Stevie.
And
a teacher. Yeah, Carly, that's definitely a great example of an adult who you can trust. So if you see something you don't like, you can bring it up to a teacher or maybe a parent or a friend. It's hard to stop looking at screens sometimes. Yeah, we were talking before about how screens can be distracting. And I think that social media is one way that they can definitely be distracting. Especially on TikTok, if you're just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, there's always something new you can look at. So it may be hard to stop. We cannot add people we don't know. Yeah, it seems like we're getting into a little bit of screen safety and social media safety. It's really important to, I think, one, make sure that your parents can supervise you if you have any social media accounts, and just make sure that you know exactly who you're following or who's following you. One great way how to do this is to keep your accounts on private. If you keep your account on private, then people can only see what you're doing if you let them. And I see don't share your personal information on social media. That's great. Carly, do you have any examples of what personal information could be? What should we not want to share?
Papers, information.
Yeah, that's great. We don't want to put any personal papers that may have information about ourselves on it. Maybe this could be like a driver's license or a passport. What about your cell phone number? Should I post my cell phone number on social media?
No.
No, yeah, it's really important to keep all those little personal details to ourselves. I see our address from room 217 and 19. Yeah, that's great. We don't want people to know where we live. That could be very dangerous as well. Room 4, what should we do if something inappropriate pops up? That's a wonderful question, and it can happen with a lot of social media platforms. Maybe something comes up and we didn't mean to see it and we don't want to see it. Carly, what would you do if something popped up on your screen and you don't want to see it?
I would go take it out right away.
Exactly. You could also, this is another time where you could maybe tell that trusted teacher that you have or that parent, and then they can help you. So yeah, there's so many different, yes, I did mention the address as well. But it seems that there's so many different pros and cons of social media. And I feel like a common trend we keep coming back to in this wellness program is just making sure that we have a balance. So it's definitely fun and enjoyable to use all these social media platforms and engage with our friends and our family. But then it's also important that we take the time away from the screens and away from the social media and maybe do things without being on screens. Carly, what do you like to do when you're not using a screen or you're not on social media?
I don't look at it.
Pardon?
I don't look at it when I'm on it.
Yeah, you don't look at it. Do you maybe go in your pool and you go swimming or go on a walk? Or maybe you can read a book with your family. Yeah, so many fun activities you can do that are not on screens and not using social media. But then again, there's a lot of fun things that we can do on it. So it seems like we had a great chat about social media today. Thanks everyone for participating. I think that we learned a lot. And now, after our mindfulness, Carly, what do?
We do mindfulness after we take a deep breath, and then we close our eyes.
Yes, we are going to everybody get in a comfortable position. Maybe roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Roll your shoulders a few times. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Fill up your tummy with air. And then let it all out through your mouth. You can close your eyes, plant your feet on the floor. Maybe put your hands on your lap or on your desk. Try to relax all the little muscles in your face. Your eyebrows, your eyelid, your jaw, your ears. Relax your shoulders and your stomach muscles. Maybe you want to think of something that makes you really happy or a place that makes you happy. And try to be still and let in lots of positive thoughts. Okay, everybody. You can open your eyes. Maybe take one last deep breath in and out. Now I'd like to welcome you all to chat with us. And feel free, again, if you're by yourself, to put on your cameras and we can chat. If you're in a classroom, keep using the chat function. And I'd love to hear your thoughts. I see Kayla is here with us today. Hi, Kayla.
Hi.
Hello. How are you doing?
Good.
How's your day going so far?
Good.
Do you have any thoughts or questions you'd like to share with us today?
I have Facebook too.
You do have Facebook. That's very exciting. Do you use it every day or every week?
No.
No, just sometimes?
Yeah, I have two Facebook accounts.
2 Facebooks? What do you do on the Facebook accounts that you like?
I do draw picture.
Wow, that sounds nice. And then do you share it with other people and then they can look at your drawings?
No.
No? That's good. So you keep it personal and private. That's great Facebook safety.
Yeah, I don't want nobody come to my Facebook account, search my picture. I don't want people to do that.
No, yeah, you want to keep it to yourself. Maybe you can just show your family or your friends.
Yeah, well, I have 2 of Facebook accounts. If somebody want my other one, take the other one. Take that.
Oh, okay. So you
wanna
have
go to my
one.
other Facebook? For me only. The other one, if somebody want to pro.
Yeah, that's great. So you have a more private one.
Yep.
That's a great idea, Kayla.
I don't go on TikTok sometime. If I have TikTok, people go to. I like people dancing in TikTok. I don't post nothing on TikTok.
Yeah, it's fun to watch people dance on TikTok. That's a great way to use TikTok. Thanks, Kayla. Carly, I see Sierra's here with us too. Can you see how Sierra's doing?
Hi, Sierra. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Have any questions?
Yeah, to be on Instagram or Facebook, post pictures is not inappropriate pictures, not good.
Yeah, exactly. We want to keep all of our pictures and posts very family friendly. So anyone who looks at it, then they're seeing nice things.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sierra. That's a great thought.
If you post a picture, show your parents before you post a picture.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Thanks for that too. So if you see anything you don't like, you can show your parents. Before you post anything, you can show your parents. In general, it's a great idea to show someone that you trust before doing anything on social media. That is great internet safety, Sierra.
You're welcome.
Thanks for sharing it with us. Yeah. Does anyone else have any thoughts? I see we have lots of people here today. I see room 4. Should we ask family or friends if we are posting a photo of them on social media? Thanks for asking that, room 4. Carly, what do you think?
Well,
If I take a picture of you, should I just post it without asking you?
no, you said ask their permission first.
Yeah, that is great because maybe they don't want to be on social media, or maybe they even just don't like that picture of themselves. Any other last comments or questions anyone wants to share before we end off the show? Okay, so when will we see everybody next? What day?
Tuesday.
Tuesday. We'll see everybody at 10:30. Thank you for joining. Again, I am Lauren, and I'm here with Carly and Stevie.
Bye, everyone.
We are saying goodbye. Yeah,
Bye.
so see you Tuesday.
See you Tuesday.